Hey everybody, this is Cruz McCulloch, Baker Hunt. I want to thank Baker Hunt and the Charles Dater Foundation for this video. And today we're going to be talking about painting water in watercolor. And I wanted to show an example of what we'll be doing. You can see that close up. It's an ocean-going U.S. naval ship, Atlantic Camouflage, 1944. Notice the bow and stern waves. Using light, lots of light, white paper. Okay. Greetings everyone, this is Cruz McCulloch at Baker Hunt, and today we're going to talk about how to paint water. Creek water, ocean water, deep water, shallow water. See what we can do. Starting off, this is what you're looking at is a painting of the USS Pope in its North Atlantic camouflage, World War II. You see I've got a bow wave back here, going back toward the stern of the ship. Gets smaller and smaller. What do you notice? There's a lot of white. Use the white paper. Don't use white paint. Okay? There's a sketch done for this, so it's not just freehand, believe me. Keep your lights and darks separate, high contrast. Notice your horizon line. Let's focus on the foreground water. This is a combination of little Prussian blue, very little, mostly Antwerp blue, ultramarine, and a little sap green for the greenish foreground. So you just get your darks in there where the shadow is. Light direction is this way. You see the wave crest is white. That means opposite that, you're going to have shadow. Wet the paper first so it spreads nicely. All right? There you go. Okay. Foreground. Just remember, it's all about perspective too. Your waves and your crest of the waves are going to get larger and more detailed the closer it is to the viewer. Back at the horizon, back here, it's going to be very quick little strokes. And as they come forward, they get bigger and bigger. Then you hit the stern wave where the propeller's turning. Keep it white. Keep dipping that brush. There's some dark right there near the stern. Again, there's the shadow, the valley I call it, and there's the crest of the mountain or the wave crest. Okay? And my colors are again, I've got a little sap green and some Antwerp. You can see it mixed down here, right there. I've got some permanent blue in the sky and back here. And a little big hit of permanent blue and ultramarine up here. I use a lot of glazing. That means laying one layer down and then letting it dry thoroughly and then coming back over it. Keep it. You want some sparkle in there. That's all what water's about when you're painting. You don't want to cover everything. Stay away from white paint. Use the white of the paper. So there's deep ocean. Let me show you one I did some time back. Notice the contrast in values on blues. That's Prussian blue, right? Much, much darker. Look at that. That's the Bismarck, German battleship. So let's do a wave. Dip your brush. I've got a big number 1-inch wash brush. You can do back at the back. Come forward. See how that works? And take your smaller number 5, 6, or 7 while the paper is wet. This is especially useful for shallow water like this. See the movement, light on the rock reflected in the water, dark rock, dark water, sparkles left below the rock. As you get toward the foreground, again, it's a stroke like this. Let me put some green on that. Go back in space, those wave heights get closer and closer together. While it's still wet, you can blend some of them. So you get movement in your piece. Let's do a little contrast in there. How about some? Draw it out a little bit. So that's that would be good for something like this. Let me show you one. Move this wet sketchbook out of the way. Here's what I want to talk about also is where not to paint. Okay, this is a park. Now this is 140-pound paper, completely wet through with clear water before sap green is dropped in. The log is masked out. Okay, this is all masked out beforehand. The paint's allowed to dry, right? And then take up the masking. Here it is going toward the back. You see white paper back here against the bank, some reeds growing up. And as you come forward, this is hard to do under a tripod. There. And now you can see how that blended with the paper being wet beforehand. So you want to pay attention to direction of your light, perspective, wave height, light direction, always about light direction, and then glazing, overlaying colors one on top of another. For instance, that guy is a combination of the sap green, Prussian blue, Payne's gray. No Prussian blue in this baby. And that's it. See you next time.